thank you for being here. You all are, as I look at these boxes, so funny now we say boxes when we have gatherings. As I look at all the faces in the boxes, each one of you mean so much to us and have been a part of our journey up to this point. You've made impact in our lives. And so we're really excited that you're here. And so, yeah. And I want to give one special shout out to my brother, Andrew. He actually has James Wicks on his in his box, but it's his birthday today. And he allowed us to have this event on his birthday. So thank you, Andrew. Oh man, I'm just so touched and moved to see all of you here with us. My family out there in Illinois, my family here in Maryland, friends in Detroit, family in Detroit, all over the country. So in Virginia, love it. So thank you very much. And I'm gonna give it to Michelle to give us the agenda.
All right, so again, thank you everyone for being here. And we're gonna go through our couple dry runs. So my dad gave me good advice. Make sure you practice before we go. And of course, in my head, I said, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do it my way. But we did take his advice. We did a couple dry runs and we learned some awesome lessons, which will make a difference before we leave. And then I want to share with everyone our road trip, where we'll be when, so that if you're in those areas, we would love to see you. Or if you want to make a special trip and join us somewhere. This table that we're sitting on, we'll show you in a little bit, turns into a bed. So if you wanted to sleep in the trailer with us, or if you wanted to be in a hotel nearby, I totally understand that. I got some thumbs up.
That's what you grace.
And then from there, we'll do a walkthrough. You can see everything, our 200 square feet, our new home. And then we'll end with a blessing and christening of the trailer. So we hope to be done by 8 o'clock Eastern, and it may be sooner than that, depending on how this goes. But feel free to throw in the chat any questions you have for us as we go along, come off mute, and we'll get started. So we are calling ourselves, honey?
Dry one, number one. We were, a couple weeks ago, we went to a local campsite here near us in Delaware called Trap Pond. And we really love it there. We've only been there another other time with a few friends. And so we went back to take our trailer, and here are a couple of things that we learned. We can forget the plates, but we still can eat. So we forgot our plates, but we still were able to find something to eat on. Another funny thing that happened was the fire alarm worked. So it got chilly that night. And so I said, honey, how do we turn on the heat? And she found how to turn it on.
At 3 a.m.
At 3 a.m. Okay. At 3 a.m. And I guess the first time you turn the heat on, it emits whatever it emits, and the fire alarm went off. So not only were we up, but all of Trap Pond was up while our fire alarm was going off. So we learned that the fire alarm works. Yep. So it gets colder at night than we expected. Already talked about that. And it's actually very roomy in here. So I think we'll just be fine traveling the country together in this small space, even though it's only about 200 square feet. It's pretty roomy. And here's what I found out. The camping community is very generous. And so we've gotten a lot of advice. People have admired our rig. We call it a rig. I'm in this camping community now. I know what it's called. And people have given us a lot of advice. Yes, there is enough, Dad. There's enough room for Nico too. So yeah, that's what we learned on our first dry run.
Second dry run, we went to Assateague State Park. I love Assateague. It's both a Maryland State Park and a national seashore. We have camped and visited there lots of times. And so we went this weekend, Saturday to Monday, in order to get 2 nights in and see how that worked out. And one of the things we learned is that exhausted tears are unavoidable. And so our second lesson was not to forget to schedule sleep. And so we had a yard sale to try and get rid of some of the stuff from the beach house so that we could just make more room for renters. And it was an all night all day. And by the time we got to Saturday night, I was exhausted. So making sure that we don't forget to schedule sleep. And then I learned that I didn't read the hookup connection details all the way. I thought we had booked a campsite that had both electric and water, and it only had electric. So between the two, I'm glad that's the one we had. There was a fully, bathhouse and things like that. So we were able to still get water and use plumbing and things like that. But and then check the forecast before building a fire. So I'm out there Sunday morning, so excited for my coffee and fire. And like 30 minutes later, it is pouring rain, like aggressive rain. I'm trying to clean up my wood so it doesn't get wet. I'm trying to pick up Nico, get my coffee. It was quite the morning, all while Alan was sleeping.
and one note, if you do take a camper traveling, wood does get wet if you put it under the camper.
Yeah, that was
so you have to put it somewhere where it's enclosed.
All right, so where are we going? This is our plan. Now, for those of you who know me, I love a plan. I love to plan all the details down to sunrise, sunset, what time I'm eating breakfast and taking a shower. And this trip, we are planning to be intentional, but not overscheduled. So as of today, this is the path of which we'll kind of go up and down and around. And at the same time, I want to see people. So our theme for the trip is to disconnect in order to connect. And the more we share this with people, the more we tell them that we're going on this trip, the more we have the opportunity to meet up with folks around. And so just sharing this, my cousin got married last month, and in sharing this with my other cousin, she is looking for a new job, new location, and they happen to be, my Aunt Monty on the line here and my cousin Isabella, they're going to be in Boston the same time we are. And so we're going to see them, which is awesome. And then we'll be, so if we start on the far right, number one, let me see if, I don't know if my cursor will work here. This is our house here in Ocean City, Maryland, and we'll go up north. My friend Laska is having a baby, so we'll go, our first stop is Long Island. We're going to go camping in the Hamptons, which is ironic, or jumbo shrimp style, but we're going camping in the Hamptons. And then from there, we'll keep going north. We'll see one of my best friends from college, Noelle, and my nieces and nephews in Connecticut, which we're so excited for. It's been a long time. Thanks for being here, Noelle. And from there, we'll keep going north, and we'll go to Acadia National Park up in Maine, and we'll make our way across Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, and then head over to Niagara Falls. Alan's never been to the Canadian side, so we'll see that. And then we'll drive through Canada so that we can get to Michigan and see all of our raps and rastigues. Auntie and Uncle Bert have invited us into their home, so we're excited to see them.
Can't wait.
Yes. And then we'll go up through the Upper Peninsula and down Wisconsin, back to Illinois. And in Illinois, that's where my family is. So we'll see the Jaegers, my parents, my siblings. And of course, we're all excited about that. And my new niece is expected while we're there. Of course, if babies come as planned, that would be awesome, but who knows if that'll actually happen. And then the rest of the trip is kind of less planned. So we wanted to make sure that we were in Illinois by Father's Day so we could celebrate my dad and be with him. And then after that, it's just kind of here and there. And obviously this is our loose plan. So you might be asking yourself, how can you come see us? Well, you have lots and lots and lots of options. Other than these 48 points on the map, you could also, if you wanted to plan ahead, you could meet us in Boston. Obviously, I'm going to meet my aunt and my cousin there. You can meet us in the Illinois, Missouri, Kansas City route. So from central Illinois, we'll go down to St. Louis. I have a coworker in Springfield. We'll do Kansas City, and then on our way up to the Dakotas. If you want to be in Colorado, we'll be there over 4th of July. and there's lots of day trips and things around that area. So we tried to find places where we could pick 1 or 2 campsites and be for a longer period of time, and then take day trips from there. We also tried to find, well, quote, major airports. So if you wanted to fly in, we could pick you up, you know, and kind of create from there. And then from there, we'll go over to Utah. Arches is one of my favorite national parks, so I'm excited to share that with Alan. And then there's lots in Utah that I haven't done. And then from there, we'll go north. We'll go to Montana. I surprisingly have lots of friends in Montana. And the goal is to see Glacier National Park, which is up here, number 30, almost at the border there. And then we'll go across to Olympia, Seattle area. So if you're in that area, I don't know if Denise is on here, but she is going to be hosting us. So we're excited to see her. And then from there, we'll go down Portland, California. We're excited to see my sibling in LA. And then next place you can see us is Vegas. We'll be there just over a week. Alan is most looking forward to the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
So if you wanted to see that or any of the other things in that lower area. And then Labor Day weekend, we expect to be in Nashville. So if you are country music, live music, that kind of scene, that's where we'll be when. We're really looking forward to that. Oops. And then we'll be back home in the Maryland area by the end of September. Rachel said her son and girlfriend live in Trout Creek, literally a national park. Forest ranger, that's so cool.
Nice.
Yes, please. Vanita is asking about Florida. I know I have lots of Florida friends here. So we've decided we have to be back here by end of September. And then October and November, we will re-rally and we're going to go do the Carolinas, Florida, Georgia area. So we should see you before the end of the year, all my Florida people. Awesome. Keep putting all of your recommendations in the chat. This is wonderful.
It is great. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So that would like to observe from a distance. I totally understand. So one option is YouTube. So we've created a YouTube channel. If you are a YouTuber, you can subscribe and follow along that way. Instagram for all my Instagrammers, people that prefer that. I'm waiting for it. Show and tell. These are the light switches. So they power the whole thing. So bathroom, kitchen, over the bed, and the living room. And then these hooks came standard. So right now we just use them for our keys and our headlamps. And then Karen, thanks for forgetting this in the car. Yesterday when it was raining, I was able to use that. So you have Nico. His little space is down here under the bench. And that's where he has made his little home. This area here. And under the storage here. So we have some under bench storage. We're still trying to sort that out. But then here is our workstation. And then all these windows are unzipped like this one. And it gives you this whole panoramic view of wherever we're at, which is pretty wonderful. And then above are some storage places. So as you can see, we haven't even used all of the storage yet. That's our linen closet over there. All right, next we have our kitchenette. So we have a refrigerator and microwave. We haven't used the microwave yet. Right now we're just using it for storage. And then a refrigerator. It has a lock so that while the vehicle is moving, stuff doesn't fall out. But it's pretty small. You know, no bigger than from when we were in college. For those of us that had a fridge in college. A little freezer, little cubbies that came with it. And then underneath that, we have 2 storage units. So this is like our drinks, our daily things. This will be Nico's little area. And then this is our pantry. So canned goods, peanut butters and bone broths and snacks are here. This is our electric panel. So everything is managed from here, standard fuses, battery and things here, USB, there's a charger over there. And then you come over here, this is my kitchen. So this is my stove. Our stove.
kitchen.
Yes. When Alan starts cooking, I'll make sure to do a whole blog post about that. But we have a 2-burner propane stove. I didn't turn the gas on, but you would just rotate these. It's like your standard grill where you push the igniter, and we have our 2 burners here. Oops. When this is closed, it becomes more counter space. We have our power tower, which can close, and then we have more counter space. We must keep it open. This is our sink, which comes with a cover, again, extending our counter space. And then it's pretty deep, so I can get almost up to my thing. So it makes it nice. We have a set in like a tub so that we can use as much gray water as possible, preserving as much. But we have water with a water pump. And then, you know, little things. This window opens here, so we can get some fresh air, more storage here. Under the countertop is more storage. It's actually quite a bit. So if we open this top one here, it actually comes with a built-in silverware tray, and it has a little notch. So when it's moving, this doesn't move. And then more of my cooking utensils. In here, we have our frying pans, our dishes, our cups, any of our cook and dining ware. And then my bottom one here is my oils, spices, and my coffee, because coffee deserves its own
Space.
And then under the sink, we have yet more storage. As you can see, it's kind of empty. We've done a lot of YouTube videos where they say put in some cubbies and things, and that way you can utilize more of the vertical space. So we have a lot of unused space still. And intentionally, we wanted to make sure we discovered whatever it might be. Do you want to talk about the bathroom?
Nope, go ahead.
Okay. This is our bathroom. So everything in here is a wet bath. So anyone who's familiar with wet baths, everything in here is designed to get wet. And so this is your toilet and your shower, and your vanity and all the things. So up here is our shower head. We haven't actually showered in here yet, so I don't know if this is the best place for a towel, but we'll see. It came with this toiletries organizer. We might swap it out or get some additional things, but it comes with a shower curtain, which you can replace, keep the door open or closed. People said just keep it closed. So that's our bathroom. Waterproof toilet paper, no. So this is our thing. It actually opens, so you can access toilet paper, and then when you close it, it is completely waterproof. All right, after the bathroom, we have our closet. So this top area will be where I put my clothes. Those of you who saw my post, I have packing cubes, and I have already overpacked, and we haven't even left yet. So I actually brought everything back inside so that I could pare things down. This will be Alan's closet. And then down here, we're gonna share some outerwear, extra sweatshirts and things like that. So this will just be our outerwear closet. It's much more shallow than these other ones here. This is where the heat comes out. Under the bed, there is tons of storage and our little trash can. And then the benches actually have additional storage, which we haven't even used yet. So, and then from here, this is our bed. So at the widest point here along the bottom, it is a king size bed. And then because of the curvature of the Airstream, it actually gets a little bit more narrow at the top, which is fine. since I'm usually cuddling Alan anyway. And then above the pillows, there's actually a reading lamp. My parents said, Alan, better grab some of that storage before Michelle does. We have another storage net up here. Right now, we just have some extra blankets, our bike helmets. Over here are a couple more cubbies. We read some things that if you put too much stuff, it'll fall out while you're driving. And some people have put some guards and things like that. We've decided to wait before customizing anything until we're actually on the road using. And then from the bed, there is another USB port here, so we can charge things. And then above the sink, more storage space. So that is our home. Anything you want to say?
It's going to be great.
All right. A couple ways. One, on the external of the Airstream, I didn't show you, but there are it's an outlet where we can get our electricity, and then there's an in port where we would hook up a hose to wherever we're at. So if we wanted to hook up to the garden hose here at the house or different campsites. So from wherever we're getting the water, we have a filter to make sure that the water coming into the rig is filtered. But most people we talk to say that that level of filtration is still not filtered enough to drink. So a lot of people have additional filtration for their drinking water. One of the things that we're looking at takes up counter space, so we haven't invested in that yet. So right now we're buying bottled water in the meantime till we figure that out. But that's how we get water into the rig for, showers, toilets, sink, things like that. Dry run was 2 days, 1 night, and our second dry run was 3 days, 2 nights, but that's the longest we've done. I think the smaller space part was fine. We felt it more so on the second dry run because it rained the entire time. So we were forced to be, within the confines of the walls. We did discuss creating additional space by creating a patio so that if it's nice out, we can sit outside or, and so make some additional space that way. Our truck also has like a place that it can turn into a desk. So if we both have to be on calls at the same time, we have the ability to be in separate rooms and things like that. But so far the experience has been great. I think I love it more than Alan does.
So when you have halfway through your trip, I would like to be on the Zoom that you have then. So we can have that experience with you too, okay?
Yes. Yeah, I think there's lots of concern, like, what that will look like and, how our marriage and our partnership will be tested. And at the same time, like, it's an adventure. We got married right before COVID. And so we quarantined together for the first, 18 months of our marriage. And I can't imagine this will be too much different.
No, not much different.
So the table that we're sitting on can lower to a bed. So if we wanted like a lounge area, but to workspace to living space, we just close our laptops, put them in a bag, and all of a sudden we're at a dining room table. It did. One of our dry runs included this past Monday. And so I was able to work Monday from the trailer, which was fine. We do have some constraints around Wi-Fi and internet accessibility. So I have Verizon hotspot, Alan has a T-Mobile hotspot, and we're looking into a third option as well. So we're going to do a combination of campsites, RV sites, boondocking, which means we're not connected to anything. There are harvest hosts, which we signed up for, which farmers or golf courses or breweries, vineyards. Yeah. People will host you for free. Well, for free, but really it's an exchange at their business. So if we're staying at a blueberry farm, they ask that you then purchase something from their store or something like that. So TV, no TV, but we do have our tablets and phones. And we'll only be able to watch things that we've already downloaded if we're not on internet. The hotspots, downloading videos, streaming, things like that takes way too much of the hotspot.
Too much data.
The plan is every 2 weeks or when we run out of clothes to make a laundromat date. And so we'll go to the laundromat, we'll probably get takeout, we'll make it fun, whatever it might look like. As well as any friends and family that host us and have a washer and dryer. Yes. I'm already telling you, we might bring in some dirty clothes. Mine
is Grand Canyon.
Yeah. I am most looking forward to Glacier National Park, and
I heard a lot about Zion National Park too. So
that's your other one. Yeah. I've been there. And we've decided to make, whether we're at a national park or somewhere else, making waterfalls the place that we want to explore. We really enjoy waterfalls. Ourselves, like around the neighborhood, these 2 dry runs, we've both taken turns driving it, hooking it up, things like that. We're a total length of 33 feet. So the trailer itself is 20 feet, plus the tow hitch, and on the length of our truck, we're at about 33 feet long. And so we've done lots of practicing in this area. And other than that, have you done anything else?
Well, we took a trip 2 years ago when we rented a toy hauler. So we drove that too for about a long weekend, 4 days.
So who's better at driving it?
She is.
I didn't know if you would say it or not.
Be safe.
I would say I'm better at backing it up though.
Really? Who taught you how to back up?
Yes, and it's not safe for us to have someone in the trailer while we're pulling it.
Oh yeah.
So we will both be in the truck.
Oh, I misread
no one would
that.
be in the trailer.
Yeah, no one's in the trailer while we're driving. Yeah. Right now we are remote. Both of us are remote. You want to tell your little story?
No, I'm remote. Yes. That's it.
Obviously, you had to get a new job because your old job wasn't.
Yep, I got a new position.
Yep.
So
Alan knew I was leaving with or without him.
So I had to catch up. She was going on this road trip with or without me, so it's better with me.
Yes, agreed. Actually pretty great with the drive. He has his own little car seat that we put on the console. For a while, we kept him on the passenger side's lap, but that had its own discomfort and upsets and things like that. So now he has his own little car seat, which he loves. He goes to sleep. We don't have any issues. And then he's still getting used to the trailer. You've heard him whining a couple times already. He doesn't like the confined space of it. And when we used to do tent camping, it would take him a while to get used to the tent as well. So I think creating a patio will also be helpful for him. That is a great question.
I hadn't thought of that. Good question.
Yeah, I would say no, you guys will have limited space, so it might not be something that you want to like collect physical objects, but I don't know if there's another way or something that comes to mind. I'm curious.
Yeah, one of the things I inherited from my mom is I love to shop. And Alan is very excited about being able to say no to things I want to buy because of space. So in the chat, we see digital scrapbook? Could you collect magnets? We could.
We could do magnets.
Yeah, I mean, things I
something.
thought were magnetic, like the front of the fridge, are not. So, but yeah, we could think of something to collect.
could do that.
We thought, like, with going to see different waterfalls, making sure we take pictures in front of the various waterfalls would be a collection. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe collecting visits more than anything else.
Question, Lamar.
Much would appreciate that.
Oh, well, and I think for this year is we're disconnecting to connect. And yeah, I think a bigger outcome for this is to, one, fully rent all the properties that we have. To make all the money we can off of those. And I think we had a great experience. I would say I had a great experience during COVID when we were constrained, we were quarantined. And so it would take us back to those times where we just get to spend a lot of time with each other. And to just expand our horizons. Michelle's done a lot of traveling and I haven't. So I'll be able to see a lot of this country that we live in. You ever notice that when you live in a city and then somebody comes and visits you in that city and they go, hey, have you heard of this? And have you heard of that? And have you seen this? And you go, no. And that's sort of how I am with the United States, right? I've been from Baltimore to LA to San Diego, pretty much and back. So the middle America I haven't seen, right, by flying. And I've only seen Illinois by way of my new family. So everything else in between, I really have no relationships to. So it'd be great for me to expand, see new things, see new people, because the United States of America is all different types of people. So I'm excited to experience that as well. So yeah, that's a great question. And I'm gonna look for more discoveries now that you asked me that question.
By the end of this trip, I'll have seen all 50 states. And so I'm really looking forward to sharing some of my favorites with Alan and further expanding our love of nature and being outdoors. And
yes, we're going to use the what's the back part of
the bed.
The bed for storage. So
yeah, so in the bed of the truck, we have a lot of stuff we need occasionally. So all of Nico's food, we'll just pull what we need for the week. And then backup is in there.
Backup toiletries, backup stuff like that.
Yeah, like our yoga stuff and camp chairs, beach stuff like that. All right, so with that, I want to turn it over to my dad. Why don't you introduce him? Because this was your request.
Well, he is Michelle's dad biologically, my dad in love. And we asked him to have some words and to say a blessing and send us off because Michelle's love for travel comes from him and Mom Yeager. And so I thought it would be just great that because he has so much insight in traveling and seeing the world. And if you haven't heard him tell a story about somewhere he's gone, you should have him do that because he has all the details and is a great storyteller. And so I just thought it would be great as a parent to send us off on this journey. So thank you, Dad, and it's all yours.
Well, thank you both for asking me to do this. I have to say thank you for the internet. There was a lot of material to draw on, but I kept it simple. I'll start with a blessing and then a prayer that I found. We name this vessel the Wandering Crab and ask for his blessing. We give thanks for those who designed this vessel, built it, and installed its equipment. May she bring fair winds and good fortune to all who journey in her. We pray especially for Michelle and Alan, who will use this vessel as their home away from home. Protect them from all dangers on their new adventures so that they may return in safety. Help us to remember that though time and distance separate us, we are all bound together by your love. Amen.
Amen.
So I found a paraphrasing of the 23rd Psalm that apparently has been used by sailors worldwide for a very long time. He guideth me beneath stars of his holiness for his name's sake. Yea, though I sail mid the thunders and tempest of life, I shall dread no anger, for thou art with me. Thy love and thy care, they shelter me. Thou preparest a harbor for me in the homeland of eternity. Thou anointest the waves with oil. My ship rideth calmly. Surely sunlight and starlight shall favor me on my voyage I take.
Amen.
Oh, that one didn't have an amen.
Amen. I'll be sorry.
Amen.
It was a
Anyway.
psalm, though.
That's true. That's true. Well, anyway, so I really, for me, the theme was thinking about, I know it's, it's a trailer, it's an RV, but I think there are a lot of similarities to being on a boat or having a boat and going on an adventure and sort of, that is going to be your home. I mean, I think you guys will be challenged by that. And I think, it's going to test your partnership some, but you should come out of the crucible of that on the other side with a stronger relationship and great stories and memories and
Lots of memories.
yeah, good or bad, you'll have lots of memories. So be patient with one another and just enjoy the experience. Make sure you leave unplanned time, because you don't want to plan every minute. You want to sort of roll with it sometimes.
No pun
Some of
intended.
our best stories, travel stories, have just come by just doing whatever, just going with the flow. So
Awesome.
Just know that when we traveled, we always did it together and we always had lots of fun.
Yes.
Even if we made hot chili and the truck had
no more bitch and chili.
and the trucks when it all went out.
Yeah, dead battery.
Dead battery.
No, I'm not telling any stories. This is their send off.
All right, awesome. All right, we're gonna switch to the phone one more time, and we're gonna break our bottle of champagne and christen our vessel.
This side. I'm gonna stay away from it.
Yay!
Yay!
Everybody for coming. Thank you so much for sending us off. We're so excited to keep you updated and informed and laugh along with us, because I'm sure there'll be some fails along the way and lots of victories. So thank you again for being here. Thank you for sending us off.
Thank you
Good
for being
luck.
part of our lives.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Much
Love
Good
love.
luck. We love you.
Yes.
Love you. Good luck.
Good luck.
Bon voyage.